The warden even found an opening, and countered by knocking down a hanging platform onto it. Then he dropped from above and smashed a boulder right on the Wither's head. Though he was also hit by the Wither effect, he only lost half an ear when he landed, while the Wither lost an entire head. Both sides were now completely furious. They started charging up, ready to unleash their ultimate moves. The next second, their attacks collided in midair. The massive shockwave shattered every window in the castle. The warden was at a disadvantage again. Without the high ground, he could only take hits, so he started climbing up the walls. Once he was above the Wither, he leaped down from above and dragged it down to the ground. The Wither tried to break free, but it was completely overpowered by the warden, who then spun and launched it like a discus. The hit stunned the Wither for 2 seconds. Before it could recover, the warden pounced on it again, pinning it against a corner with relentless attacks. Meanwhile, the Wither King and his troops were desperately running toward the exit. The little piglin had just reached his companions when the front gate was suddenly smashed open. In everyone's terrified gaze, the warden stood there holding the Wither's corpse, blocking their path. After finishing the Wither, the warden's next targets were these nether creatures in front of him, but just as the warden lunged at them, a fire charge suddenly knocked him down. It was none other than the Piglin King, who had connections all over the nether. In the end, he couldn't abandon his people. He had rallied a massive army of nether mobs to take down the warden. First came a stampede of charging hoglins, followed by 2 magma cubes, bouncing into him from both sides. Then a ghast's fireball blasted him out of the sky. The warden scrambled to his feet, only to realize he was completely surrounded by nether creatures on all sides. This made him furious, so he called for backup too. He let out a special roar toward the sky. Moments later, infected, zombified piglins poured out of the forests. These zombies quickly made their way toward the Wither Fortress. The hallways were soon packed with zombified piglins, swarming in from every direction. The next second, the warden spread his arms and commanded his minions to slaughter everyone here. A brutal battle had begun. The enemy clearly had the numbers. The Wither King realized, if this kept up, he'd soon be all alone. Looking at the one who caused all this, he gritted his teeth and placed the Nether Star onto his staff. The Piglin King also arrived at his side. This was the first time these two rivals worked together. Fighting as a team, they quickly cleared out the zombies. To defeat the warden, the Wither King knew normal attacks wouldn't work, so he absorbed the Nether Star's power, burning his own life force to ignite soulfire across his body. This temporarily boosted his strength. Now all his attacks could pierce through the warden's armor and deal true damage directly, but he was quickly swatted away by the warden. Even worse, the zombified piglins spread their skulk infection to the pillars. The corroded pillars soon crumbled into the lava. Just when all seemed lost, things suddenly turned around. A ghast appeared, carrying a nether portal, led by the little piglin flying toward them. This gave the piglins renewed hope. The king pulled out a fishing rod and handed it to the Wither King. Then he hooked the other end to his golden belt and used ender pearls to teleport around, fighting zombies while climbing higher. He soon used a lever and his own weight to launch the Wither King upward. With extra momentum, the Piglin King landed safely on the ghast. The Wither King flew right above the warden. Then by burning massive amounts of his life force, he unleashed the full power of the Nether Star. Soulfire spread rapidly through the halls and soon reached the warden. Since soulfire damages the soul itself, the warden had no way to resist and was blasted into the air. At that moment, the little piglin cut the chain.